Welcome to episode 2 of Two-Man Game.
Yes.
With your host, Mello and Josh. We're going to talk about some interesting topics today.
Indeed.
So what do you want to kick it off with? We said we'd talk about boxing. We didn't talk about it too much last week, so I think it's advisable we should talk about it now.
Yeah, it's very key that we introduce boxing to our fans out there, especially our intensive boxing fans. We don't want to forget about you guys. I mean, just to kick it off, we're going to talk about obviously the main thing about boxing right now that's grabbing all the headlines mainly, especially to the casual fans really. So talking about Mike Tyson's exhibition fight with Roy Jones Jr.
Is it really gripping the fans like that?
It's because obviously boxing's at a standstill. They're trying to find out what they can do in order to maximise revenue and profit.
I don't know. The issue with boxing for me is just like it has no direction.
Yeah, boxing is unlike UFC and Dana White doesn't have a universal board that control everything. So boxing has all individual stakeholders.
Every day I heard WBC, something BC,
there's too many belts. Ideally, I'd say max 2 belts they should have. But now they have like 4 world championship belts. They've got the WBC, you've got the WBO, you've got the IBF.
It's just too much.
Even though in the state, you've got the WBA, you've got you've got regular champion, you've got franchise champion. They're just taking them face to 200.
It's so saturated.
Anyway, saturated.
Let's talk about it. So I think the fight's been delayed, hasn't it?
Yes.
So obviously coronavirus and all of these things. Yeah. And I wanted to say something. Do you know what? Coronavirus hasn't ended a lot of businesses. All it has done is it sped up the process to which a business has ended. If your product is not good, it'll crumble now. You can't out there. If your product is good, even in coronavirus times, they will still.
You can be adaptable.
You're still adaptable. So we'll move on to this. Let's talk about boxing. Tyson and Jones. So they're both over 50.
Yes.
So is there really any appeal to the casual
fans? It's still an appeal because Mike Tyson has the fascinating abilities to still generate interest at his age. People want to see Mike Tyson. Even if he's not boxing, just talking, the way he talks, he's got his funny little accent, the mannerisms. Mike Tyson just screams entertainment. And so, obviously, with that clip coming out, I'll say 6 to 8 weeks ago, with him, showing he's still explosive, he's still got power, still energetic, and if anyone gets hit by one of those punches, you're going down. You
don't think there's any risk that he endangering himself? He's so old now.
Yeah,
he's 54 years old. My pops is around that age. If he held a banging, he's not waking up from that, is it? So there's a thing. Yeah. You're getting old. 5 times undefeated.
Of course, 5 times undefeated, as we all know. But that's why the safety aspect is they're gonna do the risk assessments. And Mike Tyson, they got past the medicals. But I feel the key factor is that they're both close in age. Even though their primes for Mike Tyson was late 80s and early 90s, and for Roy Jones Jr. was the late 90s. And early 2000s, but they're still only 3 years apart, and that's because if I remember correctly, Mike Tyson didn't go to the Olympics like Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, he did. He got a silver medal. Is it 1988?
1988 Seoul Olympics. He got robbed. Watch that. I want to attach the link at the bottom of the description because that was a travesty. I don't know how he got robbed.
Well, to be fair, look, you talk about the stats. Tyson is ranked by ESPN as the hardest hitting heavyweight of all time. Yeah. He's 16th in the rank for pound boxers of all time, whereas Jones Jr. has been one of the best boxers of times. He's won plenty of awards. They have star-study, but they fought over 50 fights. The toll of all those fights in their body, it just, I don't think it makes a great spectacle. Although Tyson in himself is a celebrity.
Tyson's a celebrity. In boxing circle, Roy Jones Jr. is a celebrity. I mean, obviously, Tyson, even go through his accolades, youngest heavyweight of all time at the age of 20. You know how crazy that is. As a 20-year-old fighting grown men, not just regular grown men, you're fighting the biggest of biggest men and you're knocking them folks out. I mean, that's what Mike Tyson was. You also got Roy Jones Jr., a 4-weight world champion. You could make a strong case of him being actually the GOAT. You could. Definitely up there.
You could make a case for him being the GOAT.
You could.
His record is 66 wins, 9 losses.
You could, but I wouldn't necessarily put him there. Especially prime Roy Jones Jr.
Is it pound for pound?
Pound for pound, prime Roy Jones Jr. was up there with anyone. I'll say that outright. Up there with anyone. I won't necessarily say he was the GOAT overall, but prime Roy Jr. was at his best.
You know what? Me not being a boxing connoisseur, I've never really heard his name in these conversations. I heard Pacquiao, I heard Mayweather.
That's more recent. Roy Jones Jr.
Sugar Ray.
He's back in what's it called? Like I said, late 90s, mid to late 90s, then early 2000s. And so he's the only guy, from middleweight, or for the last 106 years to win a championship belt at middleweight, world championship belt, and then go to heavyweight, win a championship belt. You know what's even intriguing? They were supposed to have a fight after he beat I can't remember his name, for the world heavyweight championship belt.
What year was this?
This was 2003.
Well, Tyson was done.
Tyson was done back then, but there was talk about him having a fight, but never, materialised. So yeah.
So if you were to put your early, let's put your early prediction in the fight, what would you say?
I'm leaning to Roy Jones purely because he's fought more recently. So he's fought as early as 2018. Like
I've heard Jones Jr. saying that he's gonna try and like tire Tyson.
And to be fair, Roy Jones Jr. even though he's not fought heavyweight competitively like consistently, he is the better fighter. If you consider everything, like he has an unorthodox style. It's very dependent on physical attributes like quickness and hand speed, but he also has a very strong IQ. Whereas Mike Tyson's more peekaboo, more aggression / caution. He's more trying to get out of them.
So you don't think Tyson will come out firing? Because when I see Tyson video, it's so intense. I'm even scared. I'm not even there.
Yeah, you're probably gonna get hit through the skin.
Yeah.
He will, but what Jones, he has the ability to counterpunch. He's got a stronger IQ, and I lean to guys who have a stronger IQ, but also have knockout power as well. So that's why I might have.
No. Let's talk in regards to boxing.
Why you didn't say yours?
I'm gonna lean towards Jones Jr. For the same fact that he's fought more recently and his game's more predicated on speed and power. From what I've read, and his tactics seem like it would work against Tyson, because I think Tyson has so much raw passion and emotion that he will, at the end of the day, whatever his tactical fight is going to be, that emotion is going to take that out of it. You know how that happens in sports.
Yeah, Roy Jones had a bit of everything, man. It's unfortunate that he got disqualified that fight, which was his first loss, because he could have been undefeated for a while. But we'll go into more details as the fight draws closer.
I don't know, but I saw today. Oh, was it maybe on Monday?
Yeah.
AJ and Whyte drawing. Why is Whyte not getting the credit in the heavyweight division that I personally think he deserves?
It's because they've done him dirty. He's been WBC mandatory for whatever 1,000 years. Johnny Wilder was stringing him along, fighting.
Whyte is a bum. I gotta say that now. He's a big bum, man.
It's fine.
What was it? He said he's Nigerian. What was he doing?
Trying to get Africans in.
Get out of there, man. All Nigerians are from the wild. Tell him to get out of there.
Trying to get the African, the African market. You know what I mean? But they ain't bad. They rival Andy Joshua, and they should do, because Andy Joshua, he's the better fighter than Wilder, to be honest. But more going to Wilder, Andy Joshua and Whyte. He's been overlooked in terms of fighting for the World WBC. They allowed Wilder to fight Ortiz twice over. Ortiz, people who say he's even the same age as Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson, is like 50, but
It's funny because I think Wilder's been running away from Whyte, because I believe that Whyte has a chance.
Whyte can beat him, yeah, of course.
Whyte can beat him, and he's been running away from him.
That left hook from Whyte, ooh, that left was naughty.
But I don't think Whyte can beat Fury and Joshua, so that's the issue that he has there.
He could potentially beat Joshua. And he could also beat Fury. It'd be hard to beat Fury, but Fury.
He can beat Joshua, because Joshua's a lifestyle done. He's always posting, doing all these things.
Joshua's very dedicated. Come on, let's not take the piss.
He's a lifestyle.
But I just feel Tyson Fury's skill based, and he's a fighting man. Right now is the top of the tree for me.
You think Joshua has the technical abilities to beat a Fury, or
technically he will lose to Fury, but he does have the combination of everything. He has a physical.
But he has some technical deficiencies that Whyte could play on.
Yeah, Whyte could beat him as well, but Whyte could also beat Tyson Fury, and that's why the division is still.
You think Whyte could beat? I think Fury's
the best in my opinion, but Whyte could be. It's not impossible. Like Whyte has a good chance. Joshua probably, in my opinion, has a better chance. The reason that even though Tyson
is that chance? What's it called? A puncher's chance?
No,
everyone has a puncher's chance.
They're not punches. Like Whyte and Joshua have legit chances.
You think they have?
But if everyone's at their best, my money goes on Fury.
Everyone's at their best. So if we were to rank, let's say we rank the four.
Yeah.
Fury, Whyte, Joshua and Wilder, how do you rank them?
I go Fury, I go AJ, I go Whyte, and I go Wilder. White's CV is better than Wilder's in my opinion. He's beat Chisora twice, he's beat Joseph Parker, former champion. He's beat Oscar Rivas, a strong contender. He's beat Hellenius, another strong contender. And I forgot to. Now, other guys in his resume are certifiable.
I couldn't disagree with your top four in the order that you're giving it. But I do see, I think there's a gap between 1 and 2. I think the gap between 1 and 2 is as big as the gap between 2 and 4.
No, Fury has a slight edge, but Joshua's resume is deeper. Fury's resume is more top heavy. Fury, you can only make an argument for Fury having a better TV because he's beat Wilder, and Wilder was the third.
What would you rather have, quality or quantity?
No, but Joshua has very good fighters. Fury has obviously Klitschko before Klitschko was defeated for a long time. Even though Joshua has Klitschko, but Joshua, you could argue, he has a depleted version of Klitschko, let's just say. And even though you could argue, but yeah, let's just go with that one. Joshua has a deeper resume of quality fights. You've got Whyte, you've got Parker, you've got Andy Ruiz, you've got You got Povetkin as well.
He was the guy that he knocked out quickly and he was just there smiling off. He was the world champion at that time. That's when heavyweight boxing.
What's called Prince Charles Martin. You got
came there to smile.
You got a lot of guys on Joshua's CV, and Joshua, because he's only fought like 22 fights, he's been fighting top class fighters.
Okay.
You know, from early. Fury's got like 30 fights. It's taken him a while to get to this stage. Joshua went bang, 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 bang. So,
okay. Does Povetkin have any chance in beating him?
He has a slim chance, but Povetkin is what you say would have just over a puncher's chance. He still carries power. He's still a wily individual, still with experience. Not his best, his past his best. I won't argue, but if Whyte doesn't take him seriously, he can get clipped, and it can be all she wrote. It'll be good night, Irene.
I'm looking forward to that fight.
Boxing's back, baby. I'm excited.
You're excited?
I'm excited.
You think this new chapter of boxing is good for the new fans?
We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I wanted to go to a boxing fight. I went to my mate's one, Elliot Will, up-and-coming fighter, potential world champion, 2-0 in the lightweight division.
We're looking to have him on the show one time.
We are looking. Elliot, we're talking to you, my boy. What's it called? So I feel, obviously the live gate's not there anymore, so they're looking for ways to make more money. And obviously boxing is very, I hate to say it's corrupt and it's very money-driven. And so they're trying to be very adaptable and what's called ingenious to make new ways of making money.
Okay. Let's switch gears onto basketball.
Yes.
I see you're wearing a shirt today. Melo Bayless.
The GOAT.
Melo Bayless today.
I had to wear this. I had to rock it out, man. MJ. Shout out MJ. The GOAT.
Tell MJ to give me some Jordan 1s. That's what
to give me some Jordan 1s as well.
To give me some Jordan 1s.
It's some fresh J's. I got some coming Friday, some lows.
This guy's doing promotion. I don't know what he's doing there. This is not the place. No free promotion for Melo today. Let's talk about one of the most engaging. You wouldn't think he's engaging, would you?
It's kind of come just out of nowhere.
He's got a funny giggle, doesn't he?
But he does have a lot of substance to it, to be fair. So that's why we're going to debate it.
I saw a video of him just like a uni boy. What was it? Keys in the bottom?
Yeah, that's right, man. He's just Kawhi, the Claw Leonard, just a normal
number
guy.
2.
He's boring, but he gets the job.
Let's talk about number 2. So I recently been seeing on the basketball sphere that there's a discussion that he might be a top 5 of all time player.
The discussion, I think, for Colin Coward's show, he said that Kawhi was to win the championship and be Finals MVP, making him the first guy to win on 3 different teams. So that'll be Toronto, it'll be Spurs.
It's the same as LeBron, isn't it?
It's LeBron has option as well. He'll make him a top 5 player. I think he had LeBron, Magic, MJ, and Wilt, and then Kawhi. For me, that's too much. I mean, it'll set a great foundation for Kawhi to eventually break into there, but he's got to do a lot more. He's only become a top level player-ish for the last 4 or 5 seasons, and one of the seasons he missed. And also, he's very what's called load management. They say.
Yeah, but if we delve deeper into the topic and we do talk about Kawhi and all the things that Kawhi has done.
Yeah.
His resume is amazing.
It's elite.
It's an elite resume. I would say he's arguably the greatest developmental project in the NBA.
Right,
you even forget that he played in the finals before he won that one. I think it was in 2012.
Yeah.
And he missed a free throw, a key free throw at the end of that game.
Yeah.
That can happen to a lot of players. He breaks them. Look at Danny Green. Danny Green, he's some people think he's arguably a winner, but he's been carried his whole career. Plays poorly in these kind of big games.
Up and down, he's a role player.
Come on.
His name is a role player.
I don't care, man. I don't like Danny Green.
He's a role player.
But I would say Kawhi is the greatest developmental project in NBA history.
What about sports? He's up there in all sports.
A player that come from nowhere.
Still, become a player come from nowhere that has great potential to definitely be in top 10 all time. Remember, still on 28.
Who in any other sport can you even compare?
Development.
What, Vardy? Came from nowhere?
Kante's very up there, yeah.
Is he development? I just think Kante was just put in the right system at the right time. That's not. We saw Kawhi from a puppy grow into the player that he is.
I came from a puppy to a big dog. That's true. I mean, Kante, he proved not just the right system. He proved that at Leicester, but they're technically their best player. Argue Morris. Went to Chelsea, was arguably their best player in their title, win the season back-to-back titles. The first guy to do it on 2 different teams. World Cup, they win.
But that's from obscurity. Kawhi's always been in the basketball convo conscience. You've known about Kawhi.
He's been on the Spurs with Pop.
That's true.
I mean, he's developed a lot. I mean, people might sneeze at this. Ronaldo's development story is very good as well.
Cristiano,
very inspirational.
I think he's always been a talent.
Yeah, it's true. But I don't think people expect him to become this good. But yeah, it's very true.
Wait, let me think.
It's a good question.
It's a good question. Yeah, we can go back to that. But yeah, Kawhi in himself, he's a winner, and yes. I think it comes not only from maybe his own mental mindset, but it's the systems that it's come from. Mm-hmm. When you're around the Spurs system, you win. I think he's one of the most winningest players in the league. He's like 170. He wins 76 of all the games he plays.
76%. The win percentage, yeah, I believe it's
highest. He wins, and he just contributes to winning basketball. Yeah. And now that he's also that his numbers also have caught up to the winning. You can arguably say maybe he is a top 5, maybe top
5
10.
Too early. Top 10, 15. If he wins this, right now I have him 20, 25 roughly. But top 10, if he wins this, he's between that 10, 15.
But he is in an esteemed company. Like I think him and Jordan are the only people to win Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and All-Star Game MVP as well. So those are the only two. Yeah. He's part of the only 6 players in the postseason to score over 700 points, and in that group is LeBron, AI, Shaq, Hakeem, Michael Jordan. And when you're mentioning those kind of names, it's
you do not think
it's crazy. And he's got last postseason. He had the 3rd most points in a postseason ever, behind Jordan and LeBron. When you look at the stats and you see those kind of things, you can just say Kawhi He's up there. He's gonna be there.
I mean, I just need more time for him to, fill out his resume. His resume is really top heavy, but we need more.
I think Kawhi right now. If you were to tell me, if you had to pick a draft of players, I'm picking Kawhi first.
So you're saying Kawhi's the best player in the game?
Kawhi's the best player in the basketball right now. But it's not like there's a distance. It's close. It's comparable. You can compare LeBron. You can compare Giannis. You can compare. No, not AD. He doesn't have dog in him. Yeah,
KD as well.
KD, yeah. There's those 4 stand out. If you had asked me before KD's injury, actually, if you had asked me last time, I would have said KD because I remember in that finals he was injured. Nah. It was half injured. Came out there, dropped 12.
You say KD's the best?
KD was the best player last year. And it's clear, he's been the best player for the last 3 seasons. But he's got the LeBron media, they're always going to love him. The LeBron media is going to love him. KD's been better than LeBron. 2 years in a row, he stepped into LeBron. He said, LeBron, come here. I want you in this switch. LeBron, come here. Put your hand up. Yeah. And he's still here.
And who's riding shotgun? And who's riding backseat? And who's riding backseat?
Who was riding backseat for LeBron? Kyrie's up one in one championship.
Yeah,
K-Love.
Okay, yeah, Kyrie's good, of course, but Steph is better than him. Klay Thompson is easily better than Kevin Love, and you could even argue Draymond Green is better than Kevin Love as well.
No, it's not.
You could argue that when they play each other, Draymond Green has much more impact than Kevin Love.
Yeah, impact, and Kevin Love is a better player than him. We can talk about this another day about LeBron doesn't make players around him better. It's a rumor. That LeBron makes people around him better. LeBron makes the team win, but he doesn't it makes the team win in his own fashion.
Yeah,
not making the people around him better. That's why Kyrie wanted to leave.
I don't think he makes elite level players better. He makes the lesser players, the catch and shoot guys, the role players. Role players, you ride shotgun with LeBron, you're going far.
That's why he loves Kyle Kuzma, isn't he?
Kyle Kuzma, J.R. Smith, them sort of guys. There's LeBron, we catch and shoot that ball. That's what they want, man.
Basic dons.
But going back to Kawhi, he's read off his stats. 18.7 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists, field goal 49%, 38.3 for a career. Do you know how good that's official?
So was it 49, 38, 85? It's just below that 50, 49 club.
He's just about. He's still maintaining, averaging more steals than 5.
I think it's a season where he shot 50, 44, 87. I think that's 14, 15.
Probably something like that, yeah. He has 4 All-Stars, 3 All-NBAs, 5 all-time defense, 2-time defensive player of the year, and his PER overall is 23.1. That's due to go up.
So the condition on this is that he wins this final. He wins this final this year in the bubble. Mm-hmm. Some people have called it asterisk, and you can say he's a top. You will say he's a top 5 player.
Not top 5. We 10 to 15, but I reckon by time for this career would be maybe top 5. Yeah. Probably top 5.
I'm gonna say he will be a top 5 player.
I want to say top 5.
And when we look back on his career, we're gonna look at his career on par with LeBron just due to the winning.
Of course. Because of his winning in projection, of course.
We will look on his career in the same path as LeBron.
But I can't put top 5 yet, man.
He needs
to do it for longer.
Okay. Alright. Let's talk about the bubble. Bubble basketball. What stood out to you?
Obviously the first thing that catches my eye will probably be TJ Warren. He's come out of nowhere.
The bubble MVP.
Even though, you know, this big game against Jimmy Butler missed the night.
Yeah, it was a Monday night.
Yeah, he just fell apart. Only averaged like 12 points and 5 rebounds, 35% from the field, 5 14 shooting.
Do you know what's so funny? Jimmy Buckets or whatever. I've never been a Jimmy Bucket.
Jimmy B.
He's been awful this year.
Has he?
He's shooting. He doesn't shoot threes anymore. He averages like 2 threes a game.
What's his percentage?
He's shooting 25%.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He doesn't shoot threes. He just doesn't. For the last few years, he's been above average 3-point shooter. He doesn't shoot, and that's limiting the Miami Heat. So all these people that believe the Heat will eventually cause trouble, you're just talking mess. You know, yeah. You just want to cause topics before the bubble. You know, everyone wants to have a little interesting thing for basketball right now. That's like before bubble basketball started, they were talking about the Celtics this, Celtics that, and then now the Celtics are here. They're awful. What's stood out to me is this Lillard versus Pat Bev and PG. That was.
I need CJ or someone else to back your boy Dame Dollar.
Don't
let him turn into Dame Nickel, please.
Dame Nickel, fam, that's his name. And then the Phoenix Suns and the Raptors, they're really still.
Yeah, I had him on my list as well. Also, at a top level, I would say Kuzma has really impressed me a lot.
Kuzma
has impressed me a lot.
Kuzma needs to step up to that third role for the Lakers.
If he does, then the Lakers Clipper is 50-50.
It's not 50-50.
If he does, it's 50-50. Before I had it 60-40, but if he steps up and continues to play like he's playing, solid defense, make a good shot. Making good shots and making good decisions. If he continues to do that, you know, he's averaging 46.4% from the field, 43.6% from free. You know, he's making good plays. He's very disruptive on the defense. He's guarding guys well. People used to, ISO him out. They're not doing that anymore as much.
So you're encouraged by that. I was discouraged for the Lakers.
Right.
The Nuggets, they didn't play their starters in the whole fourth quarter, and the game was a 3-point game in the end. That shouldn't happen. LeBron's playing 38 minutes in a meaningless game. AD's playing 35 plus minutes in a meaningless game, and you're only beating the Nuggets by 5. I'm hearing guys I've never heard before. Guys that can't play with me on Sunday. PJ Dozer. That guy can't play with me on Sunday. Can't play with me in the park. And he's there getting buckets on this team. The Lakers, if you can't defend, you're going to lose. And the Clippers' strength is perimeter shooting, and the Lakers' weakness is perimeter defense. It's not a good matchup at the moment. So and you even seeing teams, they want to play the Lakers. If you see the model bit in the West where you've got the Rockets, Denver, Utah, OKC, they're all trying to vie for a position to get the Lakers in the second round.
Oh yeah, between Lakers and Clippers, Clippers are the hardest team to play. Like Clippers, they're more tenacious, even though their paint defense ain't as good as the Lakers, but the disparity from perimeter to paint is way bigger than this perimeter side of things. And so, but my main point is, I judge LeBron on the playoffs. And when the playoffs comes, inevitably, he rises to the challenge. He might not necessarily win the chip, but he will get you very close to winning or get to the final. And when that happens, I expect him to rise up. AD still I still have to see, but under LeBron's guys' leadership, I expect them to do big things. So I expect
there's guys in our group chats that we share. There's one guy in particular. He's always like, you have to see playoff LeBron. You have to see LeBron. The real pressure is when you see LeBron. I don't believe in that LeBron pressure, man. No more.
You don't believe LeBron playoffs?
Not in the West anymore.
You don't believe? See, you're on.
Like Giannis has got that power now.
You don't believe in LeBron in the playoffs. That what you're saying.
I'm not believing in
live vote. You don't believe.
I'm not believing in him in the postseason.
So in the next few episodes when we come back to this, what's it called?
Yeah.
We're gonna readdress this.
Well, playoff
LeBron. See, for me, I'd have to see LeBron fail for me to not believe in him no more. But yeah. But yeah, other guys, obviously Blazers. Dame Nickel's been good for the most part, apart from the choke job with the free throws against the Clippers. Luka Doncic has been doing his thing. His 4 games are amazing.
That's one of the best players that you'll probably see.
His 4 games are amazing.
In the bubble, he's getting unreal stat lines. What is it? What did he get? 39. Was it how many rebounds? 18?
I don't know. His 4 games just amazing.
12. He sees passes that other people don't see. So what he does in the pick and roll, and it's a tendency of a great player when you're in the pick and roll, is that normally when you pick and the guy rolls to the basket, you have that player that rolls to the basket free, so you can get that lob. That's what Harden does, where he gets those cheap assists.
Right? Wait, how hard is cheap?
He cheap assist. Pause. Capella, let me just do this. That's what I'm doing.
Why hard is cheap, but Lucas are
Let me tell you this. So what he does is he gets the person to roll to the basket, and when he rolls to the basket, when that person rolls to the basket, the person from the corner will normally try and close him out.
Yeah.
Luke is able to see that. He's got so much vision, and now everyone's playing 5 out. When he gets to the basket, I don't know how he beats people to the basket and all that, because he's not fast and not in particular got anything.
I think he has a quick first step. He's very tricky, little feint. I mean, his step back is a bit overrated, but still you have to honour it. He's very skilled. I mean, he's a 21. Like, what's his name? Like,
so the future is Luka versus Giannis.
I mean, I still think Giannis is better, but because Giannis on both sides of the ball. But I can see Luka, especially with KP, and I can see Luka, winning that battle in the future. Luka and KP. I'm not sure about the two of them. I was going to say the two-man game. Wait. I suppose last episode you were saying they're going to be winning chips.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if KP
See, this guy's already changing up his lines. This guy.
I'm not sure if KP is going to be the best running mate for Luka. I still believe they can win, but I don't know if they will both reach their full potential. I think KP will have to.
Who's the better running mate for him then? Because KP spreads the floor, big, he could block guard.
But I think KP can do a lot more. But I think he will have to alter his game in a way. He will still get his stats, but you won't see the best version of KP.
Well, because he won't be handling the balls much.
Yes, but he will compromise to win, which is you have to do.
He doesn't need to handle the ball as much.
I think there's a better running mate.
I mean, if Luka does, the only thing I can say, maybe Luka does need to feed him on a post, maybe, which they might have to do. But I think Luka's good for him.
Okay, that's
I really do.
Oh, on another note, I want to talk about the boy Booker.
Yeah.
Draymond Green just recently got fined.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't like Draymond.
Draymond.
Big mouth. He's not Steph Curry with the 200 million contract. Draymond is there with he's just there chatting.
Did you see when he went on TNT with Charles Barkley?
Yeah, I was shocked. Because he called him the fourth spice or something like that. He called him the fourth member in the boy band, and Draymond was there. It's good. It's entertaining TV, isn't it?
That's what it is all about, entertaining TV. You know what I mean? They're really doing their thing. But I was really intrigued, and I found it so funny when he was calling what's his name? Was calling Charles Barkley out, because Charles Barkley was saying something along the line saying it's very hard for the better players to play when one of your other players can't shoot. And
he wasn't calling him out though. I mean, he wasn't. Draymond feeling that PTSD. Yeah. He's feeling that PTSD because he's thinking, is it me?
With the back
but
on his back.
Draymond could shoot.
He could shoot for one season. And then he just disappeared.
Draymond could see. I don't know.
I use him on 2K. The best version of Draymond is that guy.
It's real life, mate.
He's a great player.
I'm just want to tell you that.
You know what I mean? You can't really. Final shot to Suns 6-0 in what's it called?
Do you think the Suns are for now and they're going to be good in the future, or is this just bubble talk?
I mean, they have to try and keep hold of Devin Booker. But I like A is looking good in the bubble.
He's come from a poor defensive player to a good one. Like, he's actually he moves his feet. He can on a switch. He can guard.
He has potential to be a good defensive player. I
remember when they compared him to Embiid. Embiid wasn't having it, but Embiid and Simmons, I'm on their case this postseason.
Yeah, boys.
I'm on this case.
Boys.
I'm on their case this postseason.
Embiid and Simmons.
And I'm saying,
break them up.
We're going to talk about this next week when we do our bubble. But break those boys up. Break them up. I don't want to see them together.
Simmons needs a Giannis set up.
Simmons is allergic to shooting. He's allergic. He's allergic to shooting, and Embiid is allergic to food. He's always there with his belly. He's a big man. He's a big man to be getting stomach aches. What? Big man to get a stomach ache. Oh, a stomach every time. That's not professional. That's professional sportsman. I don't want to see you get a stomach ache.
Sounds like a baby.
He's a baby, man.
Man, that's good though. But let's switch it up a little bit. We could move on to football.
We want to talk about football. This is what people like talking about. Football. To be fair, I hate football. I'm a big fan of this.
Why I hate football?
Stupid sport, man.
Okay, I hate football.
Tell this man to fix up, man. Those Arsenal boys fix up, man. Anyway, let's talk about the Newcastle fell takeover.
Yes.
So I know this has been in the news a lot recently.
Yes.
What are your initial thoughts on this?
I just feel so sorry for the Newcastle fans, really, because they were set to get owners, Saudi-backed owners, who were going to be apparently 15 times richer than Man City and their sheikhs from Dubai or Qatar. I can't remember which one specifically. That's astronomical numbers. Finally come to a club. I mean, immediately Newcastle will become top 6-7 team. They got the right manager able to back him. It doesn't. Not necessarily does money equal success.
Not always, you need to invest it the right ways. It takes a bit of time.
But money. they should have made some noise. You know when they say make noise, Newcastle would have made noise.
You don't think the Saudi Arabian takeover? There's a lot of like extenuating factors. You know,
it's very political.
It's the civil rights issue.
Yeah.
And then the intellectual property rights issue with them stealing games. You know.
Oh yeah, sure.
I hope that no one's watching this. I used to stream my games, but now I'm doing it properly. I've got Now TV and on those things. So I used to stream my games. I'm not sure if that maybe that's what they were doing. They were just streaming their games into live TV and stealing money from the Premier League. But I just think it's not fair because Sheffield United have Saudi Arabian owners. But no one's talking about it. It's just that it's for Newcastle.
No, because they're talking about because the bid failed, and because obviously with Rona and all that stuff, everything's been discombobulated, and it's mainly about the fact that their timeline of the deal took much longer than they were willing to wait, and the Saudi people, from my understanding, they're not trying as patient people. Let's just say
it's just that they what really came down to is that they were increasingly worried that they will fail the owners and directors test for the Premier League. And there's no point waiting around if you're not sure if you're going to buy
club.
Yeah, they were buying another club. Also, to be fair, I think Newcastle will in the end get better owners because this COVID crisis has hit Saudi Arabia in a way where the economy is shrinking. It's shrunk by like 6.8%, and oil prices have gone down.
Economist.
Oil prices have gone down. When you're buying your petrol, it used to be £1.12. Something I was seeing at £1. So that's affecting them Saudi man.
It's true. It's affecting the Saudi man and indirectly affecting Newcastle. But what I would say, the Crown Prince bin Salman apparently is 30 times richer than Roman Abramovich. How crazy that is!
So you're telling me that.
Crazy.
We'll be getting the next Hazard.
But then Roman Abramovich, he falsifies his accounts. He's richer than he claims.
Who told you that?
Your
Roman's accountant.
He falsifies his accounts. In my opinion,
he's Roman's accountant.
He's just my fault. He falsifies his accounts.
If you want to know stuff about Roman, you got his accountant here. So.
Well, we move on to something similar.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Manchester City, the FFP, the way they eluded that 2-year ban. What's your thoughts on that, Joshua?
When I see Man City bring in, how many lawyers do they bring up? They brought all the boys up. There's no way they were losing that. What I think, financial fair play is a farce.
Of course.
It's a joke. I think it's just to keep the big boys on top.
Yep.
Man City got away? It's just a joke. They didn't in fact say they found no evidence against them. They said they found insufficient conclusive evidence. So there is something that Man City are doing. But why can't FIFA find that? You're so incompetent.
No, I'll tell you.
Incompetent.
Because FIFA's corrupt, and the information, the evidence most likely got buried. But because I've done a dissertation on this, and so if you read the Spiegel papers, which are attached to the bottom of this on the description, and I implore you guys to read it to enhance your knowledge base, which is very, 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 very important on this case specifically. But there's a lot of collusion between UEFA, Man City. You see the president Infantino, the ball guy, he drag out the balls from the Champions League. Apparently. Allegedly, I'm going to say put it there, he was colluding with them, trying to find ways for them to avoid any bans, and those emails sent between him and City's stakeholders.
So you're saying that due to the collusion, there was no way they were going to...
Due to collusion, it was in UEFA's best interest to let this go away. I mean, maybe they tried to put front and let go to CAS, but if they tried to progress this, like you said with the lawyers, Man City would just go to court, from court to court to court to court.
So eventually, you don't think the 2-year ban would have ever happened?
I thought maybe it has a chance of 1-year ban, but I'm not shocked at all that nothing's happened.
Do you know that 2-year ban would have put City in a disastrous place? Like, imagine that they would have lost out on UCL prize money, and that's estimated between 150 million.
150 to 200 million.
And then there was talk about Pep and KDB even leaving.
Sterling, yeah.
Sterling and all that leaving. That would have broken that team apart.
And it would have broken it up for the short term. They would have probably bounced back, but. You know what I mean? But I'm happy now. I like seeing Pep in the Premier League. I like seeing KDB in the Premier League. I like seeing Raheem Sterling in the Premier League. I was fortunate Silva's gone, top 5 CM.
Never. Not in this. Not today, not tomorrow, and not the day yesterday.
Aguero's going to be gone as well, top 5 striker, Prem. You know what I mean? Was going to be gone soon, but anyways, but he would have gone earlier. Other players that I probably might have gone. I like seeing City in the league. I like City. They play good football. Pep's a great manager. I like doing that.
I want City to succeed, just because of the way they play football. But I don't like the way the club's run. I wish teams that are run more efficiently will be successful. No, I don't like the way.
Arsenal always compare my laws.
I don't care about that. I don't even know what that team is. So I don't.
Why are you speaking of Arsenal? FA Cup champions. Woo!
Yeah, whatever, man.
Are you excited? The FA Cup champions, they smacked Chelsea 2-1.
What is the FA Cup? That's just a grade up on the Mickey Mouse Cup. I don't care about this cup.
FA Cup, Carling Cup,
all these Mickey Mouse
Cup.
I don't care about that.
If it's not the champs or the Prem, I'm not trying to hear it too tough.
I even hear Europa because you can get to the Champions League for that.
Yeah. I hear Europe purely because it allows you to get Champions League. Europe on its own.
I'm actually pulling for Wolves. I want Wolves to.
Yeah, Europe on its own is for teams like Wolves, Everton, your Sheffields, those sort of teams. But they're also coming to their standards. So
let's talk about the Champions League. Let's have a little quick rundown on those games before we go into other things. Arsenal and Sancho.
Also Aubameyang as well.
Did you let's see. Okay, let's talk about Lyon and Juve. What was the fallout from that game? Being Sarri gone,
of course.
What did you think about that fixture and in general?
Well, the referee made two horrendous decisions and obviously gave an opportunity for Lyon to get an away goal for a penalty that shouldn't have happened. And even though Ronaldo came back, scored 2 goals, wasn't enough. And that's essentially, well, you could say the first leg as well. Juventus didn't do enough. They shouldn't lose 1-0 to Lyon, even away, but they could have recovered if the referee made simple decisions, which he got wrong. And it pissed me off because you have VAR, check the screen, you can check these things. I don't know. See, I
still got humans involved in VAR.
I like VAR's concept, but the people behind it are just nuts.
VAR is not FIFA. It's not like one set of rules. You know when
nuts.
It's not one set of rules. They have their human discretion, and it's just
they're nuts.
It's a joke. But yeah, my takeaway is that CR7 has scored 1.5% of all Champions League goals.
Fantastic.
Something like that. Depay scored. He's the second Dutchman to score in 6 straight UCL appearances.
Top player.
And what was so funny, the odds were really stacked against Lyon. They hadn't won 11 knockout games, away games, and Juve still managed to lose. Sarri is a. Do you know what I like about Sarri? He's just a great loser. He just loves to lose, and I don't know why Juve got him in the first place. He only won his first cup because he faced the best team to play your first cup against, Arsenal. Yeah. And before then, he hadn't won a cup in his professional career, so it is what it is.
Sorry, when Juventus signed him, I was like, you're not winning that Champions League.
They haven't won it since 1996, is it?
It's a generation. You're a baby. You're just a wee little baby. You're even walking. I wasn't even born yet. Like, God. Like, I don't know why they signed this guy. This guy doesn't do anything. Sorry. Where's his credentials? Like when Arsenal signed Emery, these guys don't have no credentials. They have no talent.
It's because they can do good presentation. Like, you know, PowerPoint. PowerPoint the thing. Oh, you can just do this pressing. And when they come there, they're not doing any of the things.
They're good in theory, but in practice, they're not good.
Then let's talk Bayern Chelsea. I don't even know where we're going to spend time with this.
7-1.
Chelsea went there to get their bum smacked. They played their young boys.
Chelsea got that serious.
They played their young boys there. There was no positives for Chelsea.
No, you know what
actually, the positive is Chelsea know not to play Abraham again. That should be his last game.
That means.
And now they should go and get defensive reinforcements. That's what they should do.
Chelsea, they got to clear out.
Go and get the defensive reinforcements as soon as possible.
Yeah.
They need a centre back, a left back.
Alright. No, they got
Reece James. Yeah. Centre back and a left back. And a goalkeeper.
Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Kepa.
Most expensive keeper of all time. That's more expensive than Oliver Kahn. That's more expensive than Iker Casillas, then Buffon, then Neuer, then De Gea. All these guys.
Kepa was just a man standing.
Schumacher.
He was just a man standing in the goal.
All these guys.
He was just a man standing in the goal.
He's more expensive. Oh, never get me started on that guy.
Hey, well, yeah, like, alright. And then
Cannizaro, oh my God, you get me mad on this guy.
City and Madrid. I was impressed with Sterling. I was impressed with Gabby Jesus. Sterling.
Oh goodness.
I was unimpressed with Varane. What was he doing?
World Cup winner. Regardless of Ramos is there or not, you want to World Cup Ramos. You're doing that higgy hagger. You can't head the ball back properly. You're dilly dally in the box. You let Sterling take the ball off you.
Maybe if it was La Liga, because in La Liga you missed those chances. In fact, maybe they would have got a pen even if it was La Liga.
I say Ramsey's defense. I don't. To be honest, they close out the League One defending well, but Ramsey's defense as a whole, they make mistakes. Ramos involved, and they usually get away with it. And guys get onto me because I scrutinise Ramos because he's a world class defender.
So you put a young post on.
I mean. I was saying, when you watch him play, watch what he does. They make a lot of mistakes. He got the world record for red cards and yellow cards. There's a reason he wasn't playing that game because yet again he got suspended. But yet this guy's, some people told me he's the GOAT defender.
We're never gonna have this right? If I'm a young baller, do not watch Ramos tape. That's what I'm telling you.
And what I would say, I would admit, Ramos is a world-class player.
He's a winner.
He's a winner. He's got good intangibles. He's a leader.
In fact, he's the best winner in modern football.
Yeah, he's on winning teams. He's heroic. You know, he cajoles people. You know, he's certain man's man crush. I can see it. You know, he's a cool guy. He's stylish. He's the guy. I
don't want to talk about guys that won't play. Let's talk about Sterling. The question I have for you is: Sterling world class? Keep this brief. I know you want to go on a soliloquy about it. Is he world class?
I sometimes say yes and say no. I would say just about. I'll give him that.
Okay.
But I need to see more for England though.
Okay. Yeah. What about you? I've heard that more for England. I think maybe you can say Sterling's world class now. But I'm talking about world class in comparison to players that are playing now. Sterling is world class. If I was gonna say back on the historical level, Sterling is he's a good average player.
Maybe his style is not as impressive because he scores a lot of tap-ins, but he's improved his shot. You know, he's more consistent. I seem to see him be more creative as a sense. When people used to pay him in a 10, I was a bit confused, but
he's not creative like that. He's a good runner off the ball. When his movement off the ball is exceptional. That's what I like.
Thomas Muller.
Yeah, something like that. Barca Napoli. My takeaway was that's the worst Barca team I've seen in my time.
Yeah.
They need a lot of renovation. But you know, when you got a guy called Messi, you can do great things.
Messi played well. He did his first goal. His goal and he won a penalty. That goal, it just takes your breath away. Off balance, a little shimmy, then left foot. He's shooting off balance. He's about to fall to the ground. His low center of gravity is just amazing. And
then there's people out here that will compare him to Pele. If Pele fell down, he's not getting up. If Pele fell down, he's not getting up.
I'm not let you get onto that one because that's a topic for a different day. But when we do have that topic, we'll be very heated, very into much detail. I just hope guys come prepared because I've been prepared since the age of 10. And I'm 22, 23.
So this man, he had a sad childhood.
I've been prepared for
most weeks. He had a sad childhood if he was watching
I know certain guys not prepared for that conversation.
Hey, Pele was played in black and white. This is the TV that Melo was watching.
See, I do the research. They call me the story.
TV Melo was watching.
I do the research.
Black and white Melo.
I watch the documents. I watch the video footage.
You watch the documents?
I read the articles. I do all this stuff. Guys don't do this stuff. They just go off YouTube and Twitter, other stuff like that. Even though we're giving the real talk, but other guys just go off crap. But that's a story for a different day.
Yeah, let's talk about, to end this pods, and let's talk about this in depth. We'll talk about transfer news. And in particular, when we're talking about transfer news, let's talk about what Arsenal have done. Able to get players like Willian. Willian is not worth sucking one staff, let alone 55 staff.
Arsenal are mugs. They're mugs. They make the players take a 12.5% pay cut so they can avoid all the stuff. But you know, we're sacking 55 about almost 595 staff, so almost 10%. We're sacking Francis Caglio, who Football Manager guys know. He's a serious scout. 2020, judging player potential, judging player ability. You know, he scout players like Fabregas, Hector Bellerin, other guys like that. He's our leading international scout. I mean, even though Arsenal signed some bad players, I don't think it's on him. He knows his stuff, but Arsenal sacking him. You know, the club is just a poor run club. Just break the club up. Break Arsenal up. Burn them to the club. Break them up, please. Let's do the Liverpool. Break them up. Start again fresh.
I think what's happened to Arsenal is they've gone to a more agent-led approach.
Yes.
So you know, there's the Kia Jabarach and all these players are linked to them. If you see when you see Coutinho and James linked to them, no one actually wants those kind of players. The reason they're linked is because the agents are there.
I'll take Coutinho.
Yeah, Coutinho. Yeah, but that's good. Arsenal reached rock bottom. You can take anyone.
That's Arsenal's bag.
Take James, Coutinho. Run my team. That's bottom.
That's Arsenal's bag. We have to go and get guys who were once deemed as top quality / world class players, but are now seen as failures. We have to, we have to rebuild them.
Yeah, I heard that.
We have to build them up. I continue 2018 World Cup, he bought, so not too long ago. I don't know what's going on with him recently, but we have to rebuild those type of players.
What I would even say about Arsenal, I read an article when they said that when Arsenal call in for a player, the team size, they say Arsenal are so difficult. They're so hard to work with now. Cheap. This is not what we used to be
boys.
Like. I just don't see where Arsenal go, but I know we're linked to players like Danilo, Coutinho, and it's very unlikely we bring back Ceballos. So where does Arsenal go? Also on that note, we're likely to lose Maitland-Niles, and Martinez is looking to
get more first-team football. But on the other side, from a financial aspect, the way Arsenal run their club with being self-sustainable, all this sort of stuff, you know, surprised there's not been any cutbacks in the LA Rams, but Arsenal is cutting back.
You're always cutting it back.
But yeah, obviously the Rona situation has hindered Arsenal the most because we make for matchday revenue alone 96.4 million.
That's the most in the Premier League, isn't it?
Most in the Premier League, and that's just under a quarter of our percentage of total revenue, which is the highest percentage, highest proportion of any club in the league. And there's even a stat before I heard a couple of years ago, I'm not sure if it's still current, that Arsenal made the most for matchday revenues out of everyone in the world. So,
and you lost that all because of COVID-19. And I said, what did I say at the beginning of the pod about COVID?
No.
If your companies are about to fail,
you did.
All it would do is speed up the process. And I tell you, Arsenal's gonna fail, and we sped up the process.
Speed up the process, break up that club, start again.
All we need is relegation now. Just
break this team. A couple years outside of Europe, rebuild a club. Everyone can drop their expectations. Do the Liverpool mode. It might take us 5-6 years instead of Liverpool taking 3 or 4.
See, when you get American owners that don't know what they're doing, they will put your team in the bin. Look at the examples. Look at it. Liverpool had an American owner. They nearly destroyed that club. Randy Lerner. He nearly destroyed Villa. They had to go and get the Chinese guy in, and the Chinese guy is trying to restore it. But Sunderland as well. Look at Sunderland. They're in the abyss. When you're in the abyss, when you're falling, you keep falling. You don't want to ever get in that, and it's dangerous. They just don't. They just think the football. They think the Premier League is a money making, but it's losses. There's a lot of losses. Once you fail to control the spiral, you just keep on spiraling out of control, and you end up in the pit.
The bottomless pit. I mean, you get to a vicious cycle, and it's hard to get out of. I mean, but with Arsenal's poor, international scope and the fact we've got that stadium in the Premier League, we're London based. I feel a few years. And I feel also it might force Arsenal to change their structure instead of this sustainable bullshit that we do. Like, because the owners got money, Arsenal got money, spend the money. It's also about the cash reserves, blah blah blah. But you don't want to be self-sustainable. Arsenal are the only idiots that comply by FFP. They watch all the other clubs, what's it called? Snake around FFP.
Yeah,
we're here at the good boys. Nice guys finish last. There's a reason nice guys finish last. Arsenal, the nice guys, you finish last all the time. Apologies for my language.
It's sad. It's very sad. You know. And then you got guys like Zaha catting for moves. Huh? Why are you catting for a move to ask? Who wants to play here? Zaha, go and respect yourself. Go to a better club if you're gonna do that. But in fact, Zaha, you're gonna stay at Palace because you poor management.
Should put a release clause in that contract.
I heard he drives his Lambo around Croydon. That's what he's been doing. That's what he wants to do. If you want to drive a Lambo around Croydon, stay where you are.
If Zaha's gonna come beef you, because he was beefing guys in the bitch, he'll come beef you.
He can't beef me.
He'll come beef you.
Why is he gonna beef me? I like his Lambo, but he can drive it. He doesn't want it.
He'll catch you slipping in Croydon. He'll come beef you.
Hey, we can talk about this. People, they don't have ambition. All they care about is money. I'm an ambition man.
Hey, that's a good topic. Does Uber have ambition if he stays with Arsenal?
Oh yeah, it's
if he resigns Arsenal, is he ambitious? Does he have ambition?
I told you this. These French-speaking dons that come to London, they love it. They love London too.
Ooh la la.
Well, you see him in this when you see him in this Philip Plein and his Lamborghini. Well, of course. Why would he want to leave? La. He's a king on these streets because of mugs like my day. He's king. He's a king on this street. Oh, why would you leave? Why would any of them leave? Why would Lacazette want to leave? Lacazette loves it. He loves it. It's so
Me personally, if he stays, he lacks ambition because the guys haven't been in Champions League for a while. He's a Champions League level baller. I can't call him world class until I see him playing that sort of football.
You don't think he's world class? I can't call. You're a comedian. Don't be a comedian. This is a football podcast.
He's just banging the Premier League. Obviously, he does well for his country, but I need to see Champions League football. I need to see him in Champions League football. He hasn't been in Champions League football for how many years?
How many years? 3 years?
I don't know. I need to see him in Champions League football.
Is not.
In the latter stages, I can't call him world class. He puts a world class number, but I can't call him world class. Even though he's come up big in the last few games in terms of he scored against Liverpool, I believe, City, and also the double against Chelsea.
Liverpool? I think Laka.
Oh, did he score?
Laka and Nelson.
I believe he scored.
Nelson's and the Libertine baller. We'll talk about that one another day.
But even more to transfer window, go with the big one that's going to be the scandal.
It's going to be the scandal of summer. Mr. Sancho,
the golden boy. What are you saying? Apparently Dortmund have said that Zorc guy there, whoever he is for them, I think
Dortmund are elite negotiators. They don't ever compromise on their price. And I don't know why Man United always do this. Maybe Man United have maybe they got short-term memory. I don't know what they're doing. Every single summer they have this saga. You're gonna end up paying the money, so why waste the time? Well, maybe they want to put the money in the bank a little bit longer so they can incur some interest. But they're wasting their time because all you're going to do is buy the player at the end. Yeah. You wasted your time with Maguire last summer. The only time they haven't got their target was it Fabregas and Thiago won someone. They were wasting time, but no one wants to play under Moyes. But right now they have all the money there. Just buy Sancho.
I mean, Sancho, whoever gets him could be a monumental shift. That guy's
he's 20 years old. What do you mean monumental? He's been at Dortmund. Dortmund's shifted. Dortmund are still losers with Sancho.
Dortmund, they're that far behind. He replays with better.
That's not. Dortmund are not as far behind Bayern as you believe. They're not. They're not that far behind. If you look at the players they have, they got Haaland. Maybe he's a little bit comparable. He's 75% of the player of Lewandowski. They have so much creativity in their midfield. They can come.
25% is big, you know. 25% ain't small. You're a finance guy. You know numbers. You're coming to get 25%.
No, I'm telling you, but Haaland's got the potential.
You're getting sacked if you're taking 25% loss. I'm getting sacked. We'll get sacked.
No.
If you're
I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you. Hey, tell him to get out of the pod.
You're getting sacked.
I need a new member because this guy is been trying.
What's this short?
Haaland is scoring. Haaland's a goal. He's a bagsman.
He's good.
He's a bagsman. He's just 19. That's the only difference.
Who's the keeper? The Swiss guy. What's his name?
Berkey.
Berkey. Is he not? Even though Neuer's declining, he's not Neuer.
Neuer and me. Neuer and me. I can keep as good as Neuer these days. In that Bayern team, I can keep as good as Neuer in that.
Who's as good as?
And Dortmund are playing in the same league, and Dortmund are just as good.
Well, let's continue. Who's as good as Alphonso Davies in that defence? I like Rafa Guerrero.
Hakimi was as good as him last year.
Okay.
Hakimi was.
Is he as good as Kimmich? No. Who's as good as
Kimmich is
Alaba?
A midfielder.
He plays right. Who's as good as Alaba? No one. Who's as good as Broten? Maybe Hummels.
Dortmund have players. They just have young players. They're not that far behind them in that league. They shouldn't be finishing 9 or 8 points behind them. Even Leipzig, they're not that far behind them. They just don't have winning mentality. It's not my fault. Sancho doesn't bring that to the team. So what does Man United think they're getting in Sancho? Sancho's not going to bring winning mentality to United. He's just going to be another attacking option. Who drops to the bench? Does Greenwood drop to the bench? Does Rashford drop to the bench? Does Marcel?
They don't really need him per se. They've got 3 wingers, but obviously it'll be improvement. They need to focus on defence. But Dortmund and Bayern, I mean, Dortmund, for them to win a chip in the Bundesliga, they have to be at their very, very best consistent all the time. Bayern, they have wiggle room to play with.
No, I believe Dortmund should just do much better. In fact, even when they lost against PSG, they should have done much better in that game.
PSG's a good team, man. Come on. Name
actually playing. Let me put this away, Joe. Yeah, I'll give you. I don't know. What do you like? I'll give you a full pack of Mars bars. Yeah, that PSG.
Hey, come back. I'm not trying to hear that bet.
Okay. What do you like? We're talking food.
Dinner bet.
Okay, I'll pay you a Nando's. I know you like going to after hours. No promotion. I'll say that. No promotion. I'll bet you that Atlanta take out PSG.
Dinner bet. Oh, they say Mbappe might be fit. I'm going to believe in a fit Neymar that they get the job done. So we got some Mbappe. So what? Dinner bet, yeah?
Yeah, shit on
that. Okay, moving on. Nathan Ake signed by City. What's your thoughts on that, Josh?
2 left-sided CBs. Left-footed CBs.
Yeah.
I think it's a good addition. Yeah. Just provides more stability, but it's not. I don't really think that's the issue with City. They need another centre back anyway. Regardless of Ake, it doesn't matter because if what happens, Ake and Laporte gets injured. Who they bringing in? Because I heard Eric Garcia. He's saying he wants to leave.
That's a strange one. They also got Ferran Torres.
He's a winger, isn't he?
Yeah.
So is he a replacement for?
Sané's a Bayern.
Sané.
Who's on Sané and Ganabi's level apart from what's his name? Sancho.
Hey, we moved on now.
You know what I mean? It's sharp.
We got boys like Brandt, my boy Brandt, and the other Hazard.
But yeah, they're talented, but there's levels, man. But yeah, Ferran Torres is a good talented 20-year-old Valencia player.
I heard he was demanded.
Who?
20-year-old man is demanded. Let me speak to the owner.
Well, Eric Garcia said that.
Yeah, Ferran Torres wanted to speak to the owner.
Valencia.
Valencia. He said he needs to be captain. He wants to be the highest player, and he needs to speak to the owner. Who does he think he is?
Hey, I bet go wash those boots.
Yeah, wash the boots.
Go wash those boots.
He's not putting enough hard work in to speak to the owner. The owner will look at him and say, "Why are you in my office?"
Get out of my face.
He probably think he's a waiter. No, I don't want to hear about Ferran Torres. With that attitude, I'm not looking that he's going to be successful. But
that doesn't speak volumes.
Because Pep is not a man to take those kind of things lightly.
Or if you don't pay him, we'll send him.
You send them out.
But what doesn't speak volumes about Valencia's academy is great academy, the Mestalla Academy. Well, that's not the name of the academy, but their stadium. But the academy is great. You've got guys like Juan Mata, David Silva, obviously Ferran Torres now. I can't remember. I think Canizares came from there. They have a long lineage of producing.
Good players, Silva, Villa.
Novia came from, I believe it was Zaragoza.
He came from, I was associated him as a Valencia man.
Yeah, but a lot of people that associate Valencia, but specifically Mata, there's Aima as well, that they didn't come from there. But they play development is very, very good. I mean, they made Otamendi look like...
Is that Jose Gaia, the left back? Is he?
Yeah, quality left back.
Is he quality
Hey,
left
Chelsea, hope you're listening. There's another left back for you. There's Gaia there. Go sign him.
Chelsea, Grimaldo, Telles, those are the guys that you need to be looking at. As for let's talk about Chelsea actually. Well, I talk about Chelsea right now. In regard, I heard they're trying to sell off a third of their squad. What Chelsea have is it a basketball team? They have a lot of rotation players. You know when you do Football Manager and you're saying what team status is this man?
Yeah.
They have a lot of first teamers. Yeah. They have a lot of rotation and backup. But there's who's the key player? Who would you put in the key player? Kante? You just have Kante. Who else?
Well, Kante on paper is the best player, but
Kante's the key player. Who else?
He's in and out of the squad. Maybe injury. Kante.
Maybe Kovacic, because Kovacic was very good this season.
Very good. But everyone else, I like Reece James and Mason Mount, but they're young, so they can't be.
We never talk about Mount, but
I know Pulisic. How can I forget my guy Pulisic, Captain America?
Wait, but I'll talk about this ability that people forget. It's availability.
Yes.
And Puli doesn't seem to have that much. He's a very injury prone.
You got to pull his hamstring at the end of the season.
He was missing for key parts of the season. Unless he sorts that out, I don't know where we can put him in this. Would you say Puli's better than Hazard? Because I've heard that talk at this age.
He can approximate Hazard and eventually replace him.
Do you know what Prime Hazard was?
I would say you get better numbers than Hazard. Maybe not better impacts, but you can approximate Hazard. Yeah, if you could change like this.
So, if you were Chelsea in a Chelsea transfer room, what kind of players would you be looking at for their key positions?
I'll try to sign that Koulibaly guy, even though he's maybe a bit overrated, but I'll still try to sign him.
You think Koulibaly's overrated?
Maybe a bit, but he's still very good. I'll sign him. I'll try to sign...
because this is a pod, I don't want to say, but you can't have too many of the same type of defenders there. too many of those rash men. You want to play Koulibaly and Rudiger together?
You got to get another guy. You got to get another guy composed and that. But no, that's not bad. You can still get both Napoli's defenders. Marquinhos, he costs a pretty penny though. He'll cost bears.
And then for right back. No, right back is fine.
Left back, we named the left backs.
Left back. Then for goalkeepers, who's available? Are they going to spend the money for All Black?
They try to give Kepa to Athletic.
Because all we see these days is Chelsea linked to attacking players. Havertz is likely to be a Chelsea player by the end of this week, maybe by next week. Havertz will look there. So I know there's a lot of talk that Chelsea's going to be a fearsome attacking team, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, they say championships are won on defense. You know what I mean. But what I would say finally, Alexis has gone to Inter Milan. Alexis' fall off has been mad. I know it's a funny stat that came out. Each touch of the ball he had at United cost them, guess how much per touch?
I don't know.
Guess it.
150k?
Nah, it's lower than that.
What? 90k?
Lower. Divide by 3.
30k for one touch of the ball?
30k per touch. That's how much it cost.
God, why didn't you give me elite football talent so I could get that money?
30k per touch of the ball.
Sanchez.
So I say United,
he went to United to play the piano. Can you imagine? Man came there, and that's his most memorable moment. To be honest, I can't remember anything else that Sanchez.
I say United they distort, have contributed to distorting the transfer market.
You know what United did? One time United's strategy was to buy everyone that was linked to City, and look what has happened to them.
They got what's his name?
They bought Fred like that. They got Maguire like that. They just buy everyone that's City.
They swapped Sanchez from going to City.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they would have turned out if they went there, but it's good.
But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Next week we're going to talk about NBA brackets, so make sure you tune in. We're going to have a lot of visuals. Also talking about the Champions League predictions as well. And so
my favourites, Atletico Madrid.
Also the top 5 that we mentioned in the first episode, top 5 CMs, which I believe David Silva just about squeaks into, but we'll talk about that length in the next episode.
I don't even think we're going to mention David Silva's name in the next episode.
I mean,
because he's not going to be in the top 5 discussion.
Respect David Silva.
And so is Scholes as well. Scholes is not making my list.
David Silva.
You know what Scholes is? Yeah.
Champions League, World Cup winner.
Scholes is Henderson.
European Cup.
Scholes is Henderson with good publicity as well. That's what Scholes is.
Scholes what?
Scholes is Henderson with Sky Sports backing. That's what Scholes is. Okay, thank you for listening.
That's a wrap.